Devil thought he had me, then I skirt. Devil thought he had me, then I skirt. Yeah, hey. Ain't no weapons formed against me gonna prosper. Plenty angels round me backing like some mobsters.
2 Peter chapter 3 verse 10. Hear what God says, family. Read. But the day of the Lord will come. But the day of God will come, watch this, as a thief in the night. God is coming, Christ is coming back as a what? A thief in the night. Because why? People is not watching. Right? People is idle. People want to do what they want to do. Right? So therefore Christ is going to come back to them as a thief in the night. Because they're not watching. Read. In which the heavens shall pass away. In which the heavens shall pass away. What? Boom! Nuclear weapon. Nuclear fire. Watch this. Read. With a great noise. With a great what? Noise. That's the nuclear fire. Boom! Missiles. Destruction. Read. And the elements shall melt with fervent heat. And all the elements of the earth is going to melt. Right? Babylon is going to fall. Right? The American power structure is going to fall. All these heathen nations are going to fall. Right? And the children of Israel are going to come back into power under the Messiah. Right? Ruling the earth forever and forever and forever. Watch this, read. And the earth also, come on, and the works that are therein, and the earth also, and the works in it, all the wickedness of this kingdom, all the idolatry and the foolishness that's been established in this earth. Every government is going to fall. Right? The British monarchy is going to fall. Right? The Russian systems are going to fall. The Canadian monarchy is going to fall. The French monarchy is going to fall. Only the kingdom of the Almighty is going to stand. Read. Shall be burned up. Shall be what? Burned up. Nuclear fire is going to burn this world up. Read. Seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved. Read. What manner of persons ought ye be? Seeing that a judgment is coming, what manner of man you ought to be, sir? Sister, Israelites, Jamaicans, Benjamites, right? Persians, Trinidadians, sisters, what manner of sister are you meant to be? Knowing that there is a judgment coming. Knowing that the Christ of the Bible is not coming back to laugh. He's not coming back looking like what they've given you on the poster. He's going to be a fierce man of war. A mighty man of war. The angels are going to come back to wreak havoc. Right? Kill. Watch this, read. Seeing that all these things shall be dissolved, come on, what manner of person ought ye to be? What manner of persons are you to be? That's what God is saying. Right? Give me Matthew 24 and verse 37. Right? There is a judgment coming to the earth that if you're not prepared, you will be destroyed along with the heathen. Right? So we are here to tell our people that you must come back to the God of the Bible. Right? You must come back to the Christ of the Bible. Follow his laws. Read. Matthew 24 and verse 37. This is what the scripture says. Read. But as the days of Noah, the same Noah's flood, that many people believe it's a myth, it never happened. You're going to find out that Noah's flood was real. Because Noah was preaching and nobody paid him any mind. Everybody thought Noah was crazy. Everybody thought Noah was a lunatic. Just like we are preaching and many of you think we're lunatics. Watch this, read. But as the days of Noah were. As the days of Noah were, sister. Read. So shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. So it is Christ is going to come back into this earth. Because in the days of Noah, men were wicked. Women were wicked. Children were wicked. They were idolaters. Right? They were wicked men, ungodly men. Hating what is good. Hating the truth. Men just want to be on their own. Nihilists, atheists. Right? Freaks. Watch this, read. For as in the days that were before the flood, come on, they were eating and drinking. They only care about their belly, gluttony. That is why they set every business up to attract your belly. Because you're only living for your stomach. Right? If you don't eat for 1 hour, you think you're dead. Right? But let me tell you something. There is a famine coming to this earth that you're not going to be prepared for. Read. Marrying and giving in marriage. Many were married and given into marriage. Right? You got celebrity weddings on the earth. Everybody wants a Romeo. Everybody wants a so-called ballerina to marry. You want your children to marry six-pack. You want your daughter to marry a Romeo. But then Romeo turn and beat your daughter up. Because why? He's not a righteous man of God. Many of your Israelite sisters from the Caribbean, you're giving your sons over to marry a witch. You're giving your sons over to marry Jezebel, to marry Delilah. Right? Yes, those women are not built up in the scriptures. Many of you young men, you got your pants sagging, God is going to kill you for it. Because you love the ways of the world.
That's right.
You love adultery.
That's right.
You love fornication. You love wickedness. Right? You love covetousness. Read.
Until that day Noah entered into the ark.
When Noah went into the ark, read.
And knew until the flood came.
They didn't know until the flood came. So it is many of you not going to know until the missiles come.
Yes.
Until you see interballistic missile shot off into the earth.
Yes.
Until Russia push the nuclear button.
Yes.
Right? Until all these nations begin to shut off into the earth.
Yes.
Then you're going to know that there was a God.
Yes.
Then you're going to know the time of your visitation.
Yes.
But you don't want to know now. You're too busy with your Christmas. You're too busy looking for Easter to come on Valentine's Day, which is ungodly custom. But you wait until nuclear power is unleashed.
Yes.
Then you're going to know that there is a God,
Yes.
that there is a Christ. Watch this, read.
Verse 39.
Come on.
And knew not until the flood came.
They didn't know until the flood come. They were cursing Noah out. Noah, you are crazy. Noah, you are mad. Watch this, read.
And took them all away.
And did what?
Took them all away.
And let me tell you something. They teach you in Christian church that you don't want to be left behind. You must be left behind. Because the ones that were left behind were the ones that were saved. The ones that were taken was killed by the flood. Christianity have taught you a lie. Everything Christianity teaches you is upside down. Right? You want to be left behind. You want to be the one that is saved. Because the ones that were taken were destroyed. They were killed. Watch what God says. Read.
So shall also the coming of the Son of Man be.
Christ is going to come and he's going to leave some and the rest are going to be taken by the fire.
That's right.
The angels of God, the reapers are going to kill. The reapers are going to separate. Watch what God says. Read.
Then shall two be in the field.
And many of you only care about your job, giving all your time to Caesar, giving all your time to the government of this world, right? Giving all your time to making bread, and that's fine, but guess what? You don't give no time to God. You don't come to God on the Sabbath day to worship. You don't want to follow God's holidays. You just want to give yourself over to gluttony, to greed, to your bank account fat. But guess what? Your bank account is going to be burnt up. The banks will soon be no more. Can't you see the banks on the high street are starting to close down? They're pushing the earth into a digital economy. Many of you love it because you're lazy. You want a quick thing in everything. You're properly, you live on your phone. You love your social media lifestyle. And you think that this is it. But God is setting a trap for you. God is laying a wound under you. Because so you won't see your demise. You won't see your destruction. That's what God is doing. And when the judgment comes, you have no time to run because you never prepare. Right? So you love the wages of sin. You love this world. You love the devil. You flirt with sin under the guise of loving God. But you don't love God. You have a form of loving God. You are a hypocrite at heart. You are a hypocrite at best. Tomorrow come Christmas Sunday, you're going to flock to the church and cry. You're going to dress in your best suit. But guess what? God is not in them churches.
That's right.
God is not in there on a Sunday. Because Sabbath is the day when you have to worship God. God is not in them Sunday churches. Because you're learning about the devil. You're learning to break God's law. They're telling you that the laws of God don't exist. They're fattening you for the fire. Watch what God says. Read. Come on.
Matthew 24 and verse 40.
Matthew 24 and verse 40. Read.
Then shall two be in the field.
God says two shall be in the field. Read.
The one shall be taken.
God says one shall be killed, one shall be taken, one shall be put to death. Read.
And the other left.
And the one that is left is preserved. The one that is left is caught up into the chariots. The so-called UFOs. That God is going to send back again with the angels to gather the children of Israel. You Jamaicans, it was the chariot that was over your head when you left Egypt. When Moses led you, when Joshua and Caleb had you in the wilderness. And the chariots was over your head. The so-called UFOs. God is going to send the chariots again to catch you up into the chariot. And that is going to be your way of deliverance. Read.
Verse 41.
Come on.
Two women shall be grinding in the mill.
You're going to be working. Read.
And one shall be taken.
God says one of you are going to be killed. Read.
And the other left.
And the other is preserved. Read.
Watch therefore.
Do what?
Watch therefore.
Watch and be sober. Look at the time that you're in. Look at the lies on the earth. Look at, don't you realize there's more atheists than ever?
Yes.
There's more freaks than ever?
Yes.
Don't you realize there's much ungodliness? There's so much nihilist. There's so much wickedness. There's no more love. There's no more kindness. There's no more mercy. There's no more compassion. Can't you see the time that you're living in? Can't you see this is winter?
Yes.
Right? Can't you see that there's destruction that is coming? Read.
Watch therefore,
Watch therefore. Watch the signs.
Yes.
Read.
for ye know not what hour your Lord doth come.
You don't know when the Father is going to send the Son. You don't know the hour. So why are you flirting with danger? Why are you acting as if tomorrow is yours? As if you're the big bad, you control your heartbeat. God can shut your heart off right now and make you drop dead at the bus stop. And God will kill you and take your spirit from your children. Take your spirit from your babies that you adore because you're wicked. Because you're bringing them up for wickedness. And that is what God is going to do in the last days. Many of you going about your business, God is going to kill you. God is going to stop your heart because you're rebellious. You're the most wicked house of Israel. And that is why God has sent us to warn you, to set our face against you, to tell you that your day is at hand, the day of wrath, and the day of doom, the day of gloom, the day of destruction, the day of sadness, the day of darkness, the day of destruction is coming. God is going to cut you off. Read.
Verse 43.
Come on.
But know this, God says, read, that if the good man of the house had known in what watch the thief would come,
If you had known in what watch Christ would come back, you would what?
you would have watched.
You would have prepared yourself. Right? You would have kept the commandments. You would have trimmed the lamps. You would have worked on yourself. You would not be passing idle and laughing. Right? You would stop and turn around and keep God's commandments again. But because you love the ways of the world, because you love to flirt with danger, because you love the graveyard, you love skull and bones, you love filth, you love fornication and adultery. That is why you go about your merry ways. But God is going to cause you one day to reap the reward of your actions. Read.
Therefore, be ye also ready.
Be what? Be ye ready. Because everybody says, I'm getting ready. You get ready for the fire. You need to be ready to meet your God. Be ready to meet Christ. Be ready to meet the angels, which are not what Hollywood show you. The little naked baby cupids, right? The little naked baby white angels. That is not the angel of heaven. The angels of heaven are great, mighty and terrible, ready to cut you down at the command of the Father. The angels of God are ready to kill. The angels of God are ready to embarrass, ready to impose you, expose you, ready to kill your mother, kill your father, kill your children, ready to take your jobs away from you. That is the angels of God. Read.
Verse 44.
Come on.
Therefore be ye also ready.
Be also ready, come on.
For in such an hour,
Come on.
as ye think not,
When you think not, Israel. Read.
the Son of Man cometh.
God is going to send the Son again. As in the days of Noah, so shall it be in the end of the earth. Read.
Who then is faithful and wise,
Who is a wise and faithful? Read.
rule over his household.
Give me Daniel 2:44. Right? Because many of you want to rule, but you have no wisdom. Wisdom is the scriptures. Wisdom is God's law. Wisdom is not celebrating Christmas. Wisdom is not eating pork. Not defiling a temple with shrimp and lobsters. Wisdom is not saying truth don't matters. It doesn't matter what they worship God. Wisdom is not saying it doesn't matter what color Christ is. That is madness and folly. You're in the spirit of your enemy. Right? That is the devil that you're dealing with. The sleight of hand. Watch what God says. Read.
Daniel 2 and verse 44.
Daniel 2:44. Read.
And in the days of the kings,
And in the days of those kings is the European powers, the EU nations, right? The 10 horns. Read.
shall the God of heaven set up a kingdom.
The God of heaven is going to set up a kingdom. The God of heaven is the God of Moses, the God of Jacob, the God of the Jamaicans and the Benjamins, the Benjamites, the God of the Israelites scattered throughout the earth. Read.
Which shall never be destroyed.
God is going to set up a kingdom on this earth which shall never be destroyed. The royal powers will never rule again. The Danish power will never rule. The presidents of America will never rule. The Chinese government will never rule. Right? All these nations will never rule again. Read.
And the kingdom shall not be left to the other people.
The kingdom shall not be left to what?
The other people.
The other people is the nations, the heathens, those that rule us. No, brother, back up, listen. No. Back up for me, back up. Right? The kingdom is not going to be left, my brother, to other people. The enemy that is ruling over us. Right? Because why? We see the result of what the enemy do. The enemy rule over us with rigor, with hard bondage. Right? Destroying the children of Israel. Right? Removing us from our God. Read.
But it shall break in pieces.
But our kingdom shall break in pieces. Read.
And consume all these kingdoms.
And consume America, consume Britain, consume China, consume Russia, consume all these nations, Canada, right? All these nations that hold God's people in bondage, all these religious, the false prophet that is set up over the earth. Remove Islam from power, remove Hinduism from power, remove Christianity from power. Read that again, brother, read.
And in the days of the kings,
in the days of the kings, read.
so the God of heaven set up a kingdom
God is going to set up a kingdom, brothers and sisters, read.
which shall never be destroyed.
It shall never be destroyed, read.
And the kingdom shall not be left to the other people.
The kingdom's not going to be left to other nations. Read.
But it shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms.
We shall break in pieces and consume all the kingdoms of the earth. Yes.